Valentine's Day kind of inspired look for you today. It's not anything too over the top. I'm calling it kind of natural, even though it clearly isn't natural, but by that I just mean I'm not wearing a ton of makeup. I have no foundation on. It's just natural light cream bases on the lips and cheeks to give some natural colour. And then it's all about the eyes. So for me, when it comes to Valentine's Day, I think it doesn't make much sense to wear lipstick, even though red lipstick is just amazing on the lips and it's so sexy and everything, but practically it's not so practical. I mean, you're generally eating, drinking and smooching on Valentine's Day, so I personally like to make it more about the eyes, and that's what this one is all about. So yeah, I hope you like it, and here's the tutorial. Okay, so I'm just popping some of MAC's Base Light paint over my eyelid. I've no product underneath. For base, I just put a tiny bit of MAC's Full Coverage in certain areas, using it as a concealer and just blending it out. So I'm putting this over the entire lid really lightly. This is just to give something for the eyeshadow to adhere to. Just a really pale gold paint. And I'm going to use this Sleek Original palette. So it's got these colours in it. Really nice colours. I'm not going to go for anything too bright though, because this is trying to be kind of more of a slightly more natural look. So from the Sleek palette, I'm going to use this kind of rosy pink colour. I'm just using a slant brush. This is just a MAC 275, and just press it in over the moving part of the lid. Just blend the edges. Then I'm using a thinner brush. This is a QVS shader brush. I'm just going to bring some of it underneath the lower lash line as well. Then I'm going to get the lighter kind of iced gold colour here and just apply that to the inner corner to lighten up that whole area. I'm going to use that as highlight as well. Just underneath the brow bone, just underneath the eyebrow and the higher arch. Okay, so next I'm going to use this bronze colour from the palette, and I'm just going to apply that to the outer corner and into the crease. I'm going to use the slanted shader brush again. With these eyeshadows, it's good to use a light hand. And they do work better when you use natural hair brushes rather than when you use synthetic brushes. And then I'm just using a blending brush then, just to keep the edges neat and soft. Okay, so then using a smaller brush again, I'm just getting the same bronze colour, and I'm just going to apply a little bit underneath my lower lashes on the outer end. Just kind of pressing it in underneath. Even though these are powder eyeshadows, it's almost like they're a mixture between powder and cream. They actually go on quite creamy. And they do kind of act like cream eyeshadows. So you don't use the exact same techniques that you use with powder eyeshadow. So I do tend to press these in kind of more than rub these in. But they still blend really well, if you know what I mean. So that's all of the bronze on. And now there is a really dark charcoal grey colour here at the end of the palette. And I'm going to apply that to the very outer corner just to create a little bit more depth. This one's a bit more matte, I think. Which is kind of what you want, considering there's so much shimmer going on everywhere else. And then just really, really, really lightly run it just over the area you want it. and blend as you go along. Okay, next I'm getting my MAC Feline Kohl, and I'm going to run this. I've sharpened it fairly well. I'm just going to line my outer, the outer half of my upper lash line. Okay, so it's more like the outer 2/3 really, but it's just really, really thin here and then tapered up. Or I mean it tapers in on the inner corner, but it's gotten quite thick here. It's almost like I'm bringing it up in a slant like that. And then once you have that done, I'm going to go in with my blending brush and pop a little bit of the charcoal grey on it and just blend over that line. So you're just incorporating it into the rest of the eyeshadow, like that. And then also I'm going to use the same Kohl pencil to line the waterline. Okay, so that's all the eyeshadow on. So once you have that much done, do your brows, your mascara, and then clean up underneath the eye, anywhere that needs cleaning up, and conceal. And then you can go on to the cheeks and lips. Okay, so that's all that done. I don't have enough of a base on to need to set it. Because of my skin being kind of dry at the moment, I'm cutting down on the amount of foundation I'm wearing. So I just kind of concealed where I needed. And I don't really want to powder because some areas are flaking, so it kind of, it can just look worse if I powder over it. So I'm using cream products today for contouring and blush and stuff. So for my contour I'm using cream shader number S1 from RCMA, and then you can just do a line here underneath, a line the other side, and then a tiny bit down the side of my nose. And you can use a brush for blending if you want, but I find using your finger works just as well. This is a really, really, really light shader. It's really natural. It's great for if you have pale skin. They go up in numbers, so this is the S1. You can get S2, S3, S4, etc. Up to 9 or 10, I think. You just want to blend that into the hollows so it gives a natural kind of shade. I like using my fingers for these as well because it helps the product melt into the skin, blending it a bit better. So I'm using a cream product to highlight as well. It's another RCMA colour. It's their Pearl. They're called foundations. They call all their cream products like these colour process foundations, but they range from like light pearly ones like this to the shaders to actual foundations. So they're just basically cream bases or grease bases. I'm going to put a tiny bit of that down the centre of my nose and along the top of my cheekbone. And a wee bit on my cupid's bow. Then for the actual blusher, I'm using, this was a Body Shop cream blusher stick like this. It's long since discontinued, which is such a pity because it was gorgeous, gorgeous colour. I think it's just called number 2. It's this kind of pink. Now it's very similar to a MAC cream colour base that I have. I think it's fuchsia. So any pink blusher will do. Even pink lipsticks. If you have some lipsticks that you think would look good on the cheek, you can just rub them into the cheek. I mean, that's what my mum has done since I remembered. I used to always think lipstick was for the cheeks and the lips until I got a wee bit older. Because I just used to always see her applying it on both. But to be honest, as long as it doesn't break out, it's fine. So I'm just going for kind of a natural a cute, pretty flush in the cheeks. And it does look more natural when you use powder when you use cream, because powder looks like powder no matter how well it's applied. It still has that matte powdery look. You don't have this natural kind of skin look, whereas here you can still see my skin, even slight blemishes and all, through the colour. Okay, I'm just applying a tiny bit of lip liner onto my lips, just because my lip line is kind of further out than where the colour ends, if you know what I mean. So I don't think the lip line is the most important thing here. If you have quite well defined lips, that's fine. My top lip isn't too bad except for in the outer corner. It's just underneath here. The actual ridge, the outer line of my lip, is out further than where the pink colour stops. So I like to just bring the colour down to meet the ridge. Then I just got some of that blusher on my finger, the same cream blush I used on my cheeks, and I'm just going to run that along my lips to add a little bit of colour, and this helps unify the look as well. And then just to finish off the look, I'm going to use a MAC Plush Glass in Posh It Up. It's pink with a hint of gold going through it, so it matches in well with the eyes. And just putting it on the centre of the bottom lip. I'm not bringing it all out the way to the outer edge because there's no need. And then just along the top. And that's it done. So this is my quite natural, pretty Valentine's look. It's quite kind of sultry looking, but still really kind of girly. It has a lot of pink in it, and it will suit most skin tones. You might need to adjust the kind of brightness of the colours for your skin tone, but besides that it'll look fine on most people. So that's it, and I hope you like this, guys, and I'll see you soon, and enjoy Valentine's Day. Bye.